Alright, we are live for another night of Saga-born map making. We are jumping right back in where we left off with the tavern and inn and the stables and the docks of the city of Tarsus, which zoom out and get a better idea of where this fits in with the whole map. Alright, so let's jump right back in. What were we doing? We're adding some mood to the tavern. We're adding some dirt roads between things. And just generally starting to refine the map. So first thing I can see we need to do is we need to copy, paste this door to block out these light sources. If you hold down Control, you can easily spin that around and get it right where you want to. Just so everyone knows, I've got the chat pulled up, so if anyone has any questions along the way, that's where I'll hear you, or see what you type, I guess. Alright, so now we got some doors there. Tavern's looking pretty good. One of the things I like to do to give it some life, like right now this sort of looks all the same. I do like that there's a little bit of the dirt coming in along the bottom here. You know, people tracking in mud from outside. So let's do a little more of that. Oh, got rid of my toggle. Alright, so we now got the dirt selected. Go to Tools, Brush, Transparency is pretty high. Brush width is too high. See how that looks. Pretty good. I want it just a little bit more transparent. We're just trying to give it like... Nope. I have a Photoshop brush that I use for stuff like this that randomly dabbles it in different places. Now if you see something sort of disappear after I paint it down, it's because I hit Control Z because I didn't quite like the way that it looked. There we go. That's just making it, if something needs to be adjusted a little bit more, so you can make it even more transparent and just blend it right in. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. What will we have on each table? Will we have like a little candle, like it's well lit? Each person visiting gets a candle at their table. Yeah, I dig that. Let's make that a light source. Take the radius down so that way it's not so bright. And then under lighting, I'm also going to, right now it's this sort of dingy yellow, and I'm going to bring it down even more so that way we just get a slight glow from that candle. Sort of put these on. I'm purposefully not putting them in the exact center. Trying to give it a more organic feel. There we go, got some candles. Oh, we definitely need some stools, right? Now, which of these stools do I like? Which ones match? That's pretty good. Turn on the drop shadow. Copy, paste, paste. Alright, now we got some stools going. Let's see, what do they call it? We need some mugs over here. A mug with ale. It's a massive mug. Maybe some empty ones for people who've already drank a couple. Speaking of mugs, my map making beer. Tonight I'm having, what is it? Urban Artifact Spyglass Lemon Lime Tart. I just saw it on my my local liquor store had that, and I was like, hey, let's try it. It's pretty good. I don't mind tart beers. They're not my favorite. Brown ales are the best, but it's not bad. Bottles on here. Let's see, this has a cooking table and like a little oven underneath it. So what would be over here? Let's go to furniture. Do they have like a tavern? Oh, they do. Sweet. That looks nice. Shelf with some bottles. Keep that there. I got the stoves. And I'm thinking we need, oh, no, we won't do that. We'll go to props and maybe food. I don't want to put any food out on the table or anything, but I feel that this back area, nope, what am I looking for here? Like a kitchen. Tavern and food. Here we go. Oh, that's perfect. Switch that around. Now you got a keg in the corner. Copy a couple of these barrels into here. Need a butcher table. No, they've already got food there. Cider maker, distiller. Oh, that's pretty neat. Maybe we'll put that down in the basement. Firewood heater. Oh, there's just a shelf with some random stuff there. Pans and pots, that is perfect. So they've got so much stuff in Arkenforge that I don't even know what all they got sometimes. Sometimes it's just this, searching around, seeing what they got, and deciding what I want to drop down. Oh, that's a nice staircase. Speaking of, do we have a staircase heading up? We sure don't. Got one going down there. So let's go. Stages only. Alright, we want some stairs heading up to the next floor. How do those look? That's pretty good. Make them approximately 5 feet. Flip it around so go up this way towards the center. Alright, now I'll show you how I do the second floor on here. So we're on floor 0. I click up to floor 1. I have it set so that way everything below darkens, but you can still see it. So that way I know exactly how big the map is below. I'm going to search for wood. Or do I just want to do tile? No, that's pretty good right there. And we want to make sure that our transparency is all the way up to there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build into this map so that way you see the floor below and the staircase. So I'll do that, that, and that. And maybe one more right there. So now you see this staircase literally going down to the floor below, and we'll move that to right there. Then we can, I want to let everyone know that that is going down, so I'm going to get rid of that, go to color, abyss, paint job, transparency super high, brush width about like that, and then do that, and then bring all these up to the top. Now we've got some shading there, so that way we see the staircase below, but it feels like it's receding down into the downstairs area. Alright, well this is a huge area for places for people to sleep. So we'll go back down to here, eyedropper, pick that, so that's the same city wall. Go up top here. We'll just go. This is the Dark Ages, right? So there's no escape from upstairs if you can't make it to this staircase. You're just going to have to jump out the windows. Speaking of window, we will find one here. That looks like that uses a different... No, the light's cut off, so we're not going to use that one. How about this one? That's pretty good. You don't need a 5-foot window though. There we go. So window there. Oh, I hate it when these images are off center, so that way you can't copy and paste it right where you want it to go. Would they really put windows back here? Why not? These are not the good rooms. You're just going to be staring right at the city wall. Of course, maybe if you're planning on doing some nefarious stuff, that would be a great room to rent. Give you 1 story higher towards the top. haven't tried. Wonder what happens. Nope, when you snap it, it goes to the outside, which is not what I want. Alright, now I didn't do this with the one up there, but watch this. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, Control C, Control V, and then you can grab all these and just flip it right around. And that saved me quite a bit of time there. Alright, so now we have windows sticking out. Go back and grab this. Well, it would be brick outside, but it would be probably wooden walls inside. So we want wooden walls. I like that one there. So do. Before I do that one, let's decide. There we go. Alright, those are some massive rooms. Maybe these will be common rooms. This will be a big shared room. I mean, that's 15 by 20. I mean, that's a big room for a medieval tavern, I feel. But it is what it is. Maybe this place used to be ritzier than it is now. Copied the door from there. Pasting that in here. Holding control on these doors is locking them right where I want them. Alright, I'm going to move all of these walls to the bottom so that way they're not sticking through the wood here, or the stone. I like the stone but better. Alright, so this is 10 foot, it'd be about the size of that bed. Well, you'd have windows right over your head, but it is what it is. So we've got these Can't all be double beds though. That doesn't make any sense. We will do bedrolls here. This is the Dragon Con sleeping room where you sleep as many people as you can to save that money. If you bet to Dragon Con, you know what I mean. How many more people can we fit in this little Marriott room that has a heck of a view, but is so tiny? I mean, I guess it isn't tiny if you had the normal amount of people in there, but Dragon Con, you fit 15 people into one room. Alright, so that's definitely the common room. This will be the other bed that we use. That seems a little large. Right, and what do we want to do with this one? How about a fancier common room? If you don't want to just be sleeping on the floor. Both. There we go. And I imagine they'd have a little chest for people to keep their stuff in. Seems a little big. Maybe not in the common rooms. I want to make sure that window's up higher than that. Chest. Chest. And love this desk here. We need a chair to go along with it. Go down here. They must have had a sale on these candles someplace because every place has candles. Alright, I'm going to grab all those, group them, and then I can easily add those to every room. So that way each room has a little place to put your medieval laptop when you're visiting. This one's so fancy, it has like a little table in, so that way you can have your meetings in your own room. So there you go. You got a whole second floor, but let's do something else because this is looking a little boring. So what I want to do is get a color that's different than the rest of these candles. Let's do like a 2 radius, and like a warm red. And I'm going to make this object invisible. And then just come in and put some lighting in places. Just sort of liven up this. There we go. That feels nice. Alright, so you got nice and warm down here. If you remember from last time, this is the tunnel down to the sewers where when they grab somebody, they take them down. Let's do, do we want a torch? That's a huge torch. Let's bring it down a bit. So some simmering torches there to give some light in those areas. And maybe a torch in here, so when someone's done, you can tell them, go light the torch, man. You just destroyed that latrine. How are we supposed to carry anyone down to the tunnels if it smells like that? So these are the outer ones. So I brightened it up just a little bit. You'd probably burn the outside torches a little bit brighter. One torch there. So now we got, come down here, come to the inn. We already had some torches down here. What do we want to put down here? Oh, the distillery. Is that under furniture tavern? So that's cool. That means that these guys would distill their own booze. I'm not sure if I would. Props tavern. I'm not sure I'd trust this place to make my booze, but kegs down here going. There's the distillery. So they keep it over there, which means they would definitely need a torch to see in this area. Anything else I should put down here? Oh yeah, they're gonna need barrels if they're distilling stuff. Alright, so we got the tavern, we got the sewer. need to make this area go further, just in case. Now we're gonna need to put something behind here that so we've already covered up the map there. Let's do some terrain. Dirt. Mud tile, that sounds right. And let's do polygon placement. Alright, somehow I messed that up. I think it's because I double clicked it. I'm not sure what that is. Oh. Alright, let's try this again. Polygon placement. Here. Here. There. There we go. Move to the bottom. Now all of a sudden we've got dirt around the cellar. The tunnel that heads down this way. I'll show you another trick I do when I'm working on these. That way I can get, let's trophy. Let's get some water. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Water in here so that way I'm not as distracted. Alright, so one of the things I do, because you're trying to figure out what you're going to make the map, you know, like where do you stop with stuff. So I'll actually go to color and grab black, and then place down a section. And there. Now I can delete this at any time. You can just select and delete it. But now I know where the edges of my map are that I'm going to export. And I can pay more attention to what I want things to look like. So one of the things I can do is let's work on this waterway area. We need to bring up the transparency a bit. And let's do that. But also, no, that's not, we need it to be way more transparent. Maybe not that transparent. That's got the brick texture that I don't like. There we go. So now we need to get this transparent. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to adjust this color to match that green. Obviously that's way too light. Pretty saturated, maybe darken it down a bit. Not that green. Needs to be more yellow. There we go. Alright, so now that I got that, what I'm going to do is move that over to there so that way I always have a palette to grab from. And see, now that I've adjusted it, I use the eyedropper. I took a cut of that. So now it's going to save that setting, that green that I already chose. Oh, look at that. That's great. In fact, I'm going to probably use this all up and down inside of here. So delete these with bricks. It doesn't make sense. There's bricks going into Alright, back over to the sewer. That needs to be much smaller and more transparent. Trying to make some stuff that looks like water flow, like coming right out of here, almost like little hairs of gross city water just flowing out. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger, bring some of this into here. You can also grab this and do the same thing. Nope. Ha. That has zero transparency. You can sort of soften the edges a little bit so that way it like fades out. Just like want a hint of it. So that nice water flowing in. And then come back to here, grab that. Transparency, brush width a bit bigger. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I'm trying to break up the pattern. I can even that's a little too much. I'd add some This would be a messy area, so there you go. Now it's not, it doesn't look like just one tile. I think I almost want to bring this transparency up real high. A little bit. Yes. I want to just sort of, it doesn't matter if your hand is unsteady, mine's unsteady. I'm just bringing along the edge of this. Walkway here, because it just looks too clean. If this was in Photoshop, I would bevel and emboss that just a little bit to break up its edge. All right. So, two more things. So we're gonna add some small details to the sewers and then some lighting, and those two things should take this to the next level. It's a big dead rat. It's a 5-foot dire rat. Drop shadows a little too far. It makes it look like it's floating. What's a sewer without some dead rats? And now we'll go to nature plants and see what they've got going on. Bush, dirt, fog, food, moss. Oh, see, that looks perfect. Almost perfect. We're going to want to move that to the terrain layer. 2, darken that up and change the opacity. There you go. That's a nice, easy way of adding some more just random texture. And if it's too much, there we go. It's too much, just come in here. Make it a little bit more transparent. Oh man, I'm digging that a little too much. Put that down in the water. Maybe here's one that's a little bit more. That might be too much. Well, always put it. Nope. See, once it's on the floor, it's not so bad. And then looks like it's growing out from the walls. Love it. Spin around a little bit. If you put something as the terrain, that's going to put the grid over it, which is going to tell your players that this is, you know, down below. It's something to step on. It's not like a bush that they're going to trip or be able to hide behind. Alright, so last thing that we need in the sewer area is the thing that I did up here. Let's see if I can grab one of these lights. Now this color is not going to be right at all. It's not bad. But it's a big outdoor area, so we want... I'll probably never be able to grab that one again. What's 3 look like? Let's go like with a sickly green. The only problem with making it invisible is it is hard to figure out where you posted it. Alright, that one is just going to live there, guys. Now you can post them where you can see them and then go back in and change them all back to, change them one by one to transparent. I just would rather do it like this. Put one light out there. And now I'm going to do one more out here. But I'm going to change the color to more yellow. And I'm going to up this to 5. So that way you have sort of a lighter area here, like it's streaming in from outside. Now this doesn't look right at all, so how are we going to fix this? Well, we know that up above it is the grass. So why not go up here and finish off the grass first? So what we'll probably use is it under terrain? Edges, yep. Which one is it? It's this one right here. So we got that. It's repeatable placement. Size. That's a good size. Alright, now I'm going to do free form placement. Oh. I always forget. Freeform placement, you need to go right to left. So we'll start right here. And yep, I know I'm going into the water. Don't worry if it messes up like it just did, because you can always come try to blend that in later. You know, I can also just move it like that, because we're making a cliffside. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, nope, we want free form placement. Got rid of that because that was running over the grass. I'll show you why that's important in just a little bit. Oh man, you know what, here, let's do it right. We'll zoom out, run that edge all the way to there. So now we got a nice edge line built. Well, let's go ahead and start up here and connect it down. See, if I had just zoomed out from the start, I could have done all this in one swoop. I wouldn't have to worry about trying to match them up. They would just naturally match. Oh, look at how lucky I was there. Alright, so now I'm going to come in, grab this grass, switch to a brush, 0 transparency. You don't need it that big, and we're just going to paint along that edge. Actually, before we do that, what I want to do, another thing I want to do a lot. Holding down Control, I'm going to slowly add all of these, so that way I can make it one big group since I didn't paint them all at once. Alright, so now that's like that. Context group. That will make it easier to deal with later. So now we'll go back to this. Paintbrush. And now we have a nice edge to the grass heading down into the water. You know what I haven't done? I haven't hooked up my Wacom tablet to see if I could do maps with that when it comes to this painting stuff. At this point, sort of. So this is the stuff that takes so much time, is going in and making sure that you're coloring in all the lines. Alright, so I'm sure some of you seen, well, now this is all going over the docks. Well, we just go select the docks, move to the top. Now the cliff is still going over the docks. That's because it's part of the item layer. So what we need to do is go to select it, find wherever the heck that is, and tell it to go. Now it is down below, and the docks will move over top of them. And now if you zoom in, we got a pretty convincing edge to our waterway there. So let's go back. Remember, we were talking. We'll go down to the docks last. What we want to do here is make this road feel a little bit more road-like, and maybe do a couple things to make this feel more like the entrance to a city. So what I will do is, well, we've already got the grass, and we want to place this down as a brush. We want to up that brush width and transparency. See how that looks. Nope, needs a little bit more. There we go. Because what I want to do is just break up the line of this road that I made. Yeah, you can even have it like some of the grass is grown in places. Alright, now all of a sudden road feels more like a road. Let's make this feel like the entrance to the city. Ring. There we go. Now we got some lights right out front, letting you in. I wonder if there's a lamp. I know I have a lamp. Nope. Oh. Lamp wall, street lamp. Let's see how this looks. I think I need to make one. I like like a wooden beamed lantern. That's what I always think of as lighting up these towns. That's way too bright. Either side to welcome you in. Now another thing that you can do is, this grass is pretty boring, so I'm going to come in and add some more grass. On this. Well, we will when we get a brush. Alright, so brush, make it bigger, transparency up. One thing they can't do, and I wish they could, was they said they can't make things. Did I even make anything? They can't make the brushes any bigger. It's a fault of the Unity engine. I don't like that at all. Of course, we could also just choose the current grass we've got and let's see, brush width, bring up to 100. So we paint that little area, select it, and just darken it just a bit. No, that's too much. A little bit less, and make it a little bit more saturated. We can select that. Gotta make sure we get it. There we go. Go along this wall here, make it a little bit darker, and then grab this wall, move to the top, get a sort of a shadow there. Trees, that's what we need. They've got some pretty good choices for trees in here. One of the things I will do is just plant out a couple, see how they blend in, and then grab it and adjust it. There we go, that's a little bit less jarring. It blends in a little bit more. And then just paste them around your map. and come back. I'll just grab them, make them bigger, spin them around, so that way no tree is the same. Maybe at one point they'd planted a couple trees entering in. Wouldn't think that they'd allow you to, well, I guess that you wouldn't really be allowed to build this close to the wall because it'd be a problem with defenses. So I guess you'd have to be a place that doesn't care about defenses anymore to let you get this close to your walls. This is a tree I made with a bunch of twigs. Sort of a dead tree. Not sort of, or maybe a winter tree. Alright, so now we got some trees laid down, we got some lighting. You know, I'm probably not going to be using these warehouses if I run this adventure, so I mean, when I put it up for my Patreon, I'll probably fill them up, make them into warehouses, that way they serve a purpose, you know. One of the things I'm trying to not do, though, is my Patreon, I keep making maps that are way too big, and I'm having problems exporting them. So I definitely need to figure out a way to make them just as big, or maybe just sections, so that way, you know, I mean, this would be a huge map. You know, let's see. If we were to get just this area, we are talking about 100 inches by 75 inches, just for that area that I've selected. You know, that would be 400 meg PNG, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but I seem to have a lot of issues when I get too big of maps. Transparency, and we will run the pathway, the road to the docks. Get the basics down. Run that transparency up. Once again, not 99%. 93 is still a little too light. And then just trying to make it so that way, you know, old dirt roads don't really have hard edges. Has the same road coming up to it. Trying to simulate, you know, how flow would happen from these warehouses over to these docks. Now, there would definitely be a place for guards, or like the harbor master here, so I'm definitely thinking that there's going to be another building over here. But before I get to that, nope, not that. Alright, I need to get this bridge. There we go. Now I want transparency up a little bit higher. Some of this dirt is just not looking good to me, so gotta bring the road back in. And there we go. Got little dirt pathways. You can always find out which ones are toggling shadows and which ones aren't. I mean, you start pasting down torches. Definitely need some crates in here. Where's my favorite? There we go. I know every time you guys see this now, you're gonna be like, oh look, Mike's using his favorite crate setup. So you can also mix in some other ones, sort of disguise it. Look at that, completely unrecognizable. You guys wouldn't even know. Okay, you put some crates down here on the docks. Someone did a bad job of offloading and left a bunch of stuff in the middle of a dock. Okay, that needed a sail. I don't know if this is a two-mast ship. Add some variation there. Let's see. Oh, we're working on the warehouses. Paint down some open crates. One thing you can do is bunch of them lined up. There you go. It's just some crates they've stacked up over there. Who would use these crappy crates, but there they are. Shadow. These would be huge crates. Good places for the players to hide behind, though, right? Some lighting in here too. What else do you put in there? Barrels, of course. Just place one down and then I copy and paste them around. Then what you do is just grab a bunch of them and you go over to here and paste them, and you instantly have some stuff going on over here. Alright, so we got 2 warehouses, got some docks. Need to clean up this edge, but I'll do that when I'm not recording because that's just sort of long and boring. Got some trees in this area. Probably do one building right here, like maybe a tower that can look out over all the ships, maybe where the harbor master is to collect the fees. We got the top story done for the tavern. So I'd say at this point that tavern's pretty good. That's enough for people to go in and have a fun time in. We've worked on the lower dungeon. We got this long sewer. Need to come in and clean up the edges here. Oh, here's something I was going to try to do. So if we go copy that, go down one level, and paste that, can we actually match it up with what's up above? It won't be perfect. But then will that give it... Oh, that will be an issue there. Alright, just got to remake it. No problem. Of course, we're only going to copy out this part of the map, so that will be pretty easy to do. Oh, if you search for edge, there's a whole lot more of them. What was that one called? It was terrain edges, cliff edge rock. Yep, that's it. This seems a little too thick. Is that 50? Yep, that looks right. Alright, so now we're going to something about that isn't looking right. I don't think it was this one. does this. So I'm going to try to get it to match up there. Oh, that went out way too far because I was trying to do my mouse wheel while controlling it. So this isn't going to match exactly up to there, but if your players call you out on it, then just tell them it's all in their imagination. Paint this out. See, I'm being pretty sloppy here, but because the cliff is a wall, it automatically just goes on top. Alright, so we have at least one part of our dungeon. Nope. I was about to say we're done, but we're not. There we go. Area. I need to get an eyedropper on this. Where is a section that we didn't get? What was it called? Sewer? Well, first you gotta spell it right. Nope. I did too good of a job of covering it up. It's gonna get... Aha! Alright, I'm getting that just to come down here. Pick that, lower the brush, transparency way up. I want this to really fade into the water here, as if alright, there you go. So that is our underground area. This has come out and out underneath the docks. What is that? Oh, I must have copied and pasted it. And if I want to see where the dots comes out. Oh, the grass is there. I forgot about that. Boo. Alright. We'll fix that real quick by saying pick the grass. We're going to lay it down with polygons. First, delete that grass. Oh, there you go. You can see that comes out right there. And we can also see where the map's at. So watch this. We can do select that, Control C, Control V. So it made another one. And then we can say move down one level. And all of a sudden you've got the docks. Move it out here so that way it doesn't seem so weird. So that's a way to emulate what's happening up above. So Control C, and I put my mouse right in the middle because that's where it says it's the center. Paste that. Move down one level. Go back up. Oh, it's just going to catch that. Just the corner of that one. And move down one level. So it may not line up exactly, but now when the players come out, they're going to see if they came out, you'd be able to say, oh, there's a dock to the right, there's a dock to the left. In fact, I might move this out to here, so that way we can see all the docks. It makes a lot of dead space in through here. You know, of course, maybe we could do another hideout over in this area here. That'd be pretty neat. Give a little bit more detail to the map. Maybe it's not even. Maybe it's like the lair of a creature that lives in the sewers that comes out every once in a while and makes its way into the city to feed. You know what? That sounds so cool. I almost want to do it right now. All right. But first, let's work on this grass issue. So we got the grass chosen. Polygon placement here to here. Oh man, it's gonna mean a lot more painting for me along those edges, but that's fine. This is how I end up with such a fun map, by doing things. I don't know if it's the right way. I do it my way. Alright, and that's messing everything up. So we will say move to the bottom. What level am I on? Ah, shoot. Can I cuss in this stream? I don't know. Is that a precedent I want to set? Move down one level. There we go. And now I can tell it to move to the bottom. So now, well, you can see the outline from below, which is not going to work. I'm going to have to paint over that. Oh, but that's because this water I set to being very transparent. Alright, so while we're here, let's do along this place. So now we have grass on either side. Oh, I know what I want to do. Nope, not all the way down to there. Alright. How much of this can I get? So let's group those. And then Control C, Control V, and then we want to move up one layer. All right, I think we can turn this back to full opacity. Yeah. Oh, because it's mainly the water. Okay. Well, I was hoping to copy and paste the goo from below, but what I'm going to have to do is go down here, select Tilet. I always clicked on the wrong level. Then go to brush, transparency is 88, that's 84. Let's move that opacity up just a little bit more. And just sort of making that green. Down below, so this is where anyone can look over and say, what the heck is that? And it's the sewers coming out into the river water. Aren't we glad this is not the time we live in? I always laugh when I'm working the Ren Fair and someone's like, this is such a wonderful time to be alive, and I'm like, there is not a bucket in the corner and someone takes my trash away at the end of the day. Move to the top. So there we go. We got a little bit coming out. Maybe I'll find a pipe that I can put there that'll make it look like maybe I already have a sewer end. Sewer grate. Sewer walls. Nope. This might have to be a custom Photoshop job. Oh. Oh, look at that. Wall pipe empty. Well, well, well. I would say that that works pretty well. Oh yeah, very happy with that. And just to show you what it'll look like in this area once I get it all cleaned up. Let's paint this grass. Now on this layer, this is not the wall, this cliff, so let's actually switch it back to the object layer until I'm done painting everything, then we'll put it back down. Now that will be up above it. No, and that's over this, so we could even make it bigger. So close to doing what I want you to do. Alright, there we go. Well, I'd say it's pretty cool. Little exit from the sewers, though it looks a lot bigger here. We can fix that by saying, see if I can grab a hold of it again. Control C. Control V, select it, and send it down one layer. So now we know exactly where that this is supposed to come out. So what I'll do is grab this. Nope, we want to freeform it. top. That would mean that there would not be this water coming in. Oh, that's all one big group, isn't it? Ungroup this group. So with this, how would this work? I have to rethink this. Maybe this would come down at an angle to there. Luckily I can click and scale it, move that to there. Click and scale it. Move that to there. Or maybe not that scaled. One of the problems of working with big maps, you have a hard time seeing exactly where things are lining up, what exactly you're doing. Alright, selected that. Placement. Move to top, and then grab this dirt brush tool, small brush, sort of a weird ending there, but you know, you think it'd go out straight, but maybe it had to be built along the cliffside. Last thing I'm going to do is these little things here need a little bit of cleanup. So select this, go to brush. I'm going to paint right there. It's going to go down, and then tell it to, nope, that's not going to work. Alright, we'll tell all of these to go to terrain layer. And then I can just come and paint them right in. There you go. Now it's blended in. Paint into that dock there. Alright, we have a good exit coming out. Guess I need to do more of these. There's always one more thing to do when you're making a map. Always. So we have the sewer coming out. Got the sewers done. I'm putting it on my list. We're going to add a layer of some creature of some sort over here next time. On this side we got the docks in okay shape. We got the warehouses in good shape up to the front gates. We just sort of need to figure out where these cutoffs will be. I'll probably do like this dock here, and then maybe like from here over so that way you get like the gates. Oh. Like that. That's 35 by 60. That's a decent map, but not overloading. And then like one of the docks in the building down here. But it looks like we got another night of working on it because it's getting close to dinner time for me. So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about how I did things or Arkenforge in general or what you'd like to see in the next installment, just write those down in the comments. Subscribe if you liked what I did, and I guess I'll see you next time.